they focused quite well, and Far Mercy also worked perfect for them. So the next match will be Wizards Club against M1X, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Wizards Club is the other invited team in here, and Mix is just the one that qualified, and Mix is including 3 Spanish people, while Wizards is nearly entirely Spanish. They only have 1 French person out there, and Mix, I think they also played in a team called Mixards a little bit, like 2 players who are now in the M1X. And some of the players already played with each other earlier, some of them didn't really. The team is not so seasoned yet, it's pretty newly formed. And 3 months ago, the Dutch players played together in a different team, so it's younger than 3 months still. And the hopes for them are probably the lowest in the group, but they might be that dark horse. There might be the team that surprises us in here, but well, Wizards have been doing quite fine on that Spanish pitch for the last long months, really. They've been winning most of the Spanish tournaments, taking a lot of prize money home, and they will definitely be looking forward to smashing their enemies. But then Ensei, a huge stop on King's Row, and then they were supposed to lose on body, but somehow they pulled it together and they pulled through. So the question is, can anybody actually escape them still if Tier 3 were not able to even win a single map?
Yeah, let's see how this is going to play out. They're now loading into the map, and they still need to widow the maps, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a team that might prefer the King of the Hill a little bit more, because that could create some good opportunities. I've seen a lot of matches where we had a team that was extremely good on the payload maps, winning all of them, but nobody was able to beat another team that was playing only on King of the Hill. So it was all about like King's Row, Lijiang, and then the third map going to overtime, going to a best of 3, King of the Hill because of a draw, and then the King of the Hill team would win it. So definitely wondering if there's a team like that prefers the mobile comms, that are going to run the Tracer Genji non-stop and stuff like that.
Okay. So we also have a video from Wizards Club.
Mm-hmm.
We could show, because we didn't from Ensei, I think. And they told us that they will show it, and it was a quite nice video, so we were missing out.
So yeah, as you mentioned, we do have these videos prepared, so let's take a look at the Ensei and Wizards presentation, introducing them into the tournament. Yep, so that is Ensei, and we'll be looking at the Wizards video that are about to play right now.
Muchas gracias.
See, they seem like a very fun bunch, and already in the lobby, the similarities begin to come through. There are Spanish people on both the teams, and they already know each other. They know some players, they might know their playstyles. So this game might be a little bit more in depth than the previous one because, yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you get to see that domestic matchup where one team knows everything about the other, reads them through, and picks especially to counter them. While when you see like even high-level matches where teams don't really know each other, they will just go for the standard, and it looks a little bit bland. So might be that this match is going to have a little bit more of a story. But as I already mentioned, it's not like the previous one was completely random. Tier 3 already played against NSA a month ago. It was a close matchup. They're close in the rankings, so there also is quite a little bit behind of the scenes of a battle between them, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're still waiting for the players to come into the lobby. So do you know if they prefer King of the Hill or okay?
Not yet necessarily, but I have my little expectation because I was already casting Spanish teams quite a bit. I'm not necessarily sure if it was Wizards though. I don't remember, unfortunately, but the Spanish teams were really good at executing these mobile comps, so it might be that is a little bit of that local play style, and we'll get to see that actually.
Okay. Spanish people like King of the Hill. Nice. Yeah. So, and which team will win, do you think?
Well, the odds definitely point towards Wizards, but I think that Mix does have quite a good shot after all. And I don't know why. When I just looking at the lineup right there, I thought they look quite cool, and I'll just break it down for you. For Wizards, it is 5 Spanish people and 1 French guy, and they've been around for a little bit of time now. The lineup's core was formed on April, so it's already 3 months from that time, and they made 2 changes last month, adding 2 new people in there, and you can find actually a lot of solid info on them on the websites. As I mentioned, they are winning the Spanish tournaments and etc. etc. Well, for Mix, there are 3 Spanish people, 2 Dutchmen, and 1 British man. And the Dutch played together a little bit. The British guy played with another Spanish man, and then there are 2 people that were completely unconnected with the team earlier, but they know each other a little bit. They've been playing in different lineups. They've been playing against Wizards already. They do have some experience, and yeah, I think this could be good. Ginger and Othax, they played in a team called Mixards, and they got 3rd place in a Spanish tournament pretty recently. Well, as I mentioned, Wizards is dominating the Spanish tournaments, so they probably like met each other in the process out there. So there could be a little bit of experience between these people, but yeah, it just clearly, statistically, technically, Wizards should be the ones to quite easily actually take it. But I hope that Mix will put up a fight.
Yeah, maybe it will go to 1 at least, not to 0. But the matches between NSA and Tier 3 were also extremely interesting. Numbani, for example, turning that completely around when having a disadvantage.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Lee Jong Tower, definitely. But overall, I like all the King of the Hill maps. So surely looking forward to finding a team that will decide to go for that playstyle. But as we mentioned, like in the previous best of 3, some of the more popular maps were left out. There was a Dorado, there was a Hollywood that could definitely be picked right here. So surely a lot is still in the cards. And lately, in one of the like Tier 1 tournaments, Hanamura was quite a good pick, apparently. So maybe we'll get to see one of these. Hanamura, Temple of Anubis, I don't think so, but, well, people hate it. The teams hate it, right? But there's always this one option
Yeah.
that somebody will forget about or think that the other team will ban it out and they will have it prepared.
Okay. So we will see the bans in a second.
There's the veto. What's left out? All the standard stuff, right? So Kings Row, Hollywood, Nepal, Lijiang Tower. Ilios, I think, is a little bit less common of a King of the Hill map. And then Route 66 out there too. And it was in the pool in the previous best of 3, but it wasn't played due to NC taking it a little bit unexpectedly at the end 2-0. But there is a chance that we'll get to see it now again. Who knows? Lijiang is out. Sad face.
Maybe they will play Nepal. Let's see. Have to wait some seconds to actually see it. I would have liked to see Hanamura because it's different. Most of the time we see Kings Row and Hollywood.
Yeah, Hanamura would definitely be something a little bit fresh, but
Ooh,
Temple
King
of
of the
Anubis,
Hill.
Hanamura, all of them banned by Wizards pretty early on. Numbani was first actually to go down. Well, Mix deciding to ban out Oasis and Dorado real quickly on. But yeah, I would be really surprised if we get to see Anubis, Hanamura, or Volskaya. Out of these 3, though, Hanamura is the most likely one to see.
Okay, we will see Nepal on first map, so you're quite happy about this.
Yeah, after all, it's going to be something more diverse on the stream. It's not going to be just the same maps over and over again. We'll get to show off a different game mode. And I like it personally, so yeah, that's all the more reason.
And on Nepal, you could also play Orisa or something interesting and diverse.
There is definitely a chance for some more diversity, but not sure which team decided to like leave it that way, which team decided to pick it, but I'm quite confident that we'll get to see that Tracer, Genji, Winston, it's going to be a powerful combo right there. A lot of mobility and just hopping around, jumping around. And when we get to see a team that instantly executes it, that executes it perfectly, then we'll know that it was the team that wanted to play King of the Hills, or the team that decided to pick this map, and so on.
Also stalking the players of Wizards.
Yeah, Othax apparently has a lot of Sombra gameplay, and I would love to see her too.
Sombra is so powerful if you're able to execute her nice, and if your team plays with the health packs. You could have EMP like every fight, and that's just so annoying, and taking out the healers, whatever.
Yeah, it's not impossible to see her for sure, and I would love to see that actually.
Yeah, powerful players at both teams. One day I will be that good. Needs a lot of practice.
Just have to play a lot. Yeah, a lot of practice. That's it. Veteran Junior, he's the only French player on Wizards, and he's actually got a lot of Genji playtime, but also Roadhog right behind it. And we used to see a lot of flex players, mainly playing Zarya, then switching to Roadhog whenever it was needed. So, yeah, maybe there is a possibility to see that at some point. I can see Roadhog definitely being very useful on maps like right here, maybe on the Sanctuary where you can throw people down, but there's a bigger chance definitely on Lijiang Tower, in the garden.
Yeah, quite annoying if that's happening. And you still have that one pick potential if you got holes to throw people in with your hook. the only way to play Roadhog anymore. Otherwise, it's just feeding.
Alright, so it seems like the first one's going to be Village in here. So no throwing people into the abyss right here with the Roadhog for sure.
Mm.
And
I
shortly...
see the Sombra.
Yeah,
and there's some health packs. So you could play her. Why not?
Big chance is gonna go down. And yeah, for this map with the meta evolving a little bit, there could be changes compared to like tier 2, tier 3 tournament, tier 2, tier 1, excuse me, tournaments from like 1 year ago, where you would see maybe even a Bastion being picked up right here, so Mei's jumping around at all times and stuff. Here, we don't see anybody really putting their hands on a Mei.
Yeah, you could. Some teams try to counter dive with Mei because it could slow down players. Sometimes happens. So we actually see Sombra.
Yep,
See.
she's there.
Also using her health packs. Already got 30% on ult.
Yeah, there's that big health pack down there. You just place the teleporter in there. Go ham and fall back whenever it's needed. Right now, thanks. Okay, you had a Tracer right behind him. Was a chance to try and attack him, but nobody's focusing on him at all. And the blue team instantly racking up the kills. Sam, though, is just doing so good of a job with the Zenyatta of his. And I saw a little bit of talk about Zenyatta overall in the lobby. Minikanga in particular, and Sab. They were talking about the Zenyatas themselves, and they're the Zenyatta players. So they are familiar with each other, as I mentioned. And for now, definitely Sabling down the low.
I also changed Zen for Anna, because there wasn't enough heal. Yes. Okay, EMP is ready. And let's see when she's using it. Okay, EMP coming out, and D.Va gets suited immediately.
Yeah, well, for now, it's just looking so good for Mix. Could even say a little bit easy, but not a bad approach. Not a bad approach for sure from Wizards. They almost took the point. They got into a very nice spot without really being attacked by the enemy, so they still had a lot of their abilities up. But then they got hopped on by the Sombra, and that started to create issues with that EMP going down, as you mentioned.
Such a nice team play. Winston was waiting for the health pack to be hacked in order to gain full charge for Sombra. Beautiful. And also we have the Blade in the defense, and he wasn't able to get anything. Also for stalling, we have Primal Rage.
Ooh. A little bit of lucky right there. Roy gets tossed straight into Sora by the Primal Rage of the other Winston. So Winston just killed his teammate, who was Woolridge, on the lineup of Wizards. But they still managed to win this team fight, so it doesn't matter so much. But that has to be a little bit of a blooper. Definitely has to take care not to do that again. And with 80% racked up by Mix, finally Wizards put their hands on the point, on the objective. But on these King of the Hill maps, even when you get the 99%, you can never be sure until you secure it.
It's always interesting. We also have Nana Boost. Ooh, nice sleep on that Winston. He's quite low, able to get... Okay, he gets killed.
And D.Va without the mech, but she's trying to actually not even charge it up. Bananara, with the entirety of his team alive, he decides to die. That might be a little bit quicker to get the mecha back since he's not changing the hero.
Might get back in time.
Something I've not seen so often. But yeah, there we go. There's the EMP again, and now it's gonna make such a big difference. Woolridge completely demolished. Oh, he's right in the middle of the surprise. Javana's actually left all alone right there, but Winston is not focusing on the Lucio at all, probably because he cannot out-damage him so easily, but being a little bit of support to that. Self-destruct completely useless in a place where there were no blue people in there. That's gonna be actually Mix taking it over again. Bananara once again losing the mecha, just jumping on to it a little bit longer. Woolrich actually was able to respawn and come back here in time. Range ready, so it's not over as I thought. Roy goes down. The team fight turns around. Super Soaker. He's gonna jump in with a Dragon Blade, but still
Yeah, is he able to get it? Only Lucio is on the spot. Ooh, nice anti from the Ana. Also not going in, healing from the sides, not panicking. But they pushed it to 99, which is a nice approach. So they only need to win one team fight in order to get that first map. Also a Primal Rage in defense. Was stalling.
Trigger the yachts overtime. Didn't even manage to get there. He was there a little bit too quickly, and that is a 5-star Sam kill. Way too quickly has it gone into the favor of Mix, and they will have this point. Venara didn't even manage to trigger the overtime while he was on the point with a Diva, which is also pretty interesting.
1-0.
Yeah, those EMPs worked out quite well.
Yeah, I was so focused on the Sombra, on excuse me, not on Sombra, but on the Genji and Tracer, on the very highly noble comps, but I didn't thought about that Som. Actually, so.
76 reporting for duty. I can't wait to see you all in action.
Okay, it seems like they're not changing anything. Oh, okay, there's a Zarya instead of Diva. Or Wizards Club.
Yeah, indeed. That was so popular and change.
Jumping in, first kill with Sombra. And Zarya hacked, also quite low. And they're winning the fight instantly.
That's how you feel pretty helpless when you're silenced as that Zarya. Not much you can do when you cannot throw out the shields, you cannot charge up your laser, and you're just standing out there. You're
just naked.
A little bit beefy as you have that high HP pull, but it's not enough.
EMP is supposed to be ready. So next fight could be just over. EMP is pulled up. Winston.
No, there's no support though, and that EMP was not actually so useful because they have their abilities back up. They're taking over the points. Now you can see the strength of the banana on his Zarya, just shooting it out. The laser's so thick. And Roy barely manages to get away from there, but he's gonna commit suicide. There was a little bit of a possibility that I'd love to jump and try and get away from there.
Zarya is so high charged and she's close to her Graviton Surge. And that could be clutch.
Oh man, the hack on the health pack that belongs to the red team, that's also going to be so cool.
The Graviton is ready, and Graviton came out. Zarya got killed. It's there to follow up. Genji dashed through it, but Transcendence was ready.
Yeah, actually not so good of a follow-up. I had the nano boost coming out on Winston when he's not really also able to deliver too much damage. I think it could have been much better executed right here by the Wizards, but it doesn't matter since they won the fight, since they still have their control. But it did look a little bit sloppy. The lack of damage definitely showed.
I used quite a lot of ults in defense. But the next engagement will come off. Ooh, nice pulse bomb. Saura. Now they're pushing the rest of the team. Nice executed. Nice
oh
hits.
no, Roy! Luckily enough manages to survive. Had that Winston died, he would have delayed his team completely, and that might have been a delay that would cost them 1 round, because it's actually already on 80%. But they're here. They're trying to push through, and this is the last chance. They have 1-0. They would gladly take that 2-0 real quickly. Ilka and Sab, though, finding the kills, and indeed Mix will be taking it over, and quite easily, as well, this time Wizards are a little bit too afraid to continue.
And that not able to use any engagement anymore. Mix.
This will protect us.
And Nano Boost is supposed to be ready, so they could go. Okay, there was the first pick actually. Just great, and the Nano Boost on Winston. It's getting focused. Is he able to get the kills?
Soaker a little bit unlucky with that Genji of his. He was the last man on the point actually, and he had a Winston with the Nano Boost right on his face. Rive will be trying to jump in, triggers the overtime this time. He's not as unlucky as the enemy's D.Va was on the village, but it still isn't really going to be too helpful. Brist, the pulse bomb was stuck on him actually, and Ilka, he did not touch the border of the point when he jumped in with the Lucio, interestingly enough. So that's going to be 1-1. A great start to the Nepal, for sure. Both of the teams showing their strengths already, and actually looking at how it's gone for Wizards Club right there, it was 100% to 99, if I'm not mistaken, on the village, right? So they're still looking very fine, and they can definitely take it back.
Still sticking to Samra. As she worked out quite nice. And actually also playing Anna. I really love that. Because Anna gets cut off. After diving it up. She's such a great hero.
Right, so getting into the last of the mix, the temple. Or shrine, excuse me. And well, Super Soaker actually doing a little bit differently this time. He's on towards the Tracer, previously with the Genji, as I said, completely off guard. On the previous point, they do take that shrine first, and there's nobody to really fight them. They only lost Sora, if I'm not mistaken. It was just 1 kill, or maybe 2. They're already falling back and regrouping, and a lot of info right now gathered by Opax. He knows exactly where they are. They will prepare the defense. He jumps back with the teleport, and Sombra just shows so much value in here.
I really love it. EMP is ready, and they need to get back. Someone chasing down Winston, and now working on the soldier who is pulling up his visor.
And then you can't go right in the middle of the fray with an Ana, but he's able to not even lose any HP. Right now, Mix seem like they're a little bit shattered. It's very important for him to survive on that Winston, but he jumps very aggressively as he loses Super Soaker. Maybe losing the faith a little bit, but he's still in there. The point was taken over, but already the retake comes back. D.Va on person right there. Has the healing limited, but has also the defense matrix.
Yeah, they kept the point.
Sora so aggressive. With that Tracer, I can do that for sure. He's shown some good play with that Tracer already.
Also has full spawn. Another EMP going down. See, full spawn. Oh! Okay, gets the Lucio, kills the Sombra, and D.Va was also quite low. This is also getting shut down. And they're still able to hold the point.
Yep. Wizards trying to reach out for that 2-1 scoreline in their favor, and as I said, just correct the tiny mistakes on Village, and they might be able to take the entire map.
It's 5v6, beginning of the engagement, which is also always a nice thing to have.
Better run 3 low on health. But the kills. Sab was usually a very important member of the team with that Zenyatta of his, but he's eliminated real quickly. Both the healers down. Not much they'll be able to do right now, but well, Opax is a little bit self-efficient with that Sombra of his, of course, hacking 1 health back, but he gets taken down by Venera. Once again shows the strength of the Zarya in here, and then cuts down Bruce on D.Va.
And
So there we
got
go.
the point back.
Yeah.
As the clock is ticking and Graviton Surge is ready.
Yeah, this is the clutch moment, and I don't think that Mix have what it takes to actually take it back, especially with the ultimates right there. EMP though goes down, and they're caught up away from the point. There's nobody to jump in there. There's no Tracer taking it over or anything. Now, finally, with the Primal Rage, the Winston jumps in, but he realizes it's not such a good idea because he needs to help the team. Veteran with a double kill with his Dragon Blade gets his triple, and will just cut them off until the very end. So 2-1 in favor of Wizards.
1-2.
Just one more to take the entire map. And we're back to village.
Mix one, right? Yeah, with the Sombra. What's the first map? Maybe they're able to tie it up.
And maybe this time Wizards will be able to take up 1% more and put that map already in their pockets. But yeah, that's the thing. Even if Mix had a good setup with that Sombra, they had the mixing ideas, good execution on this map, it just shows you Wizards are the best team in Spain. So maybe since the expansion will be taking part in expansion, might not be enough to take it out. In strength is a little bit too much, but just take on the block. That's destroyed. Nothing's left of Wizards, and right now they don't want a Sombra. It's Ultax switching over to Tracer.
And it worked out quite well. First fight. Super Soccer already got his blade close to getting finished. Ooh, nearly gets kill on the enemy Genji. So low. Running away at the corner.
Oh, but Warridge goes down. That's a floor. Still in 5 minutes. Winston is caught. Banana is gonna lose his mecha. Russell the same. Actually, Sora is shot down to pick with the bottom. No, I don't think it was such a valuable of a deal out there. The whole bag's trying to cut around as much as possible, trying to get rid of the enemy Genji, and he manages to do that while at the same time Soko dealing with Zenyatta with his Dragon Blade. Sora, very low in health, grabs the health back, heals up, and will be trying to chip away the damage, trying to get as much of that ultimate health as possible, but I didn't think there was a possibility to get a kill, but he eliminates Ultax somehow.
Wizards Club engaging on the spots. Sep getting the kill, but gets killed by the Genji. And it seems that Mix is able to hold the point.
Yeah, hold the point. Previously they got 80% before Wizards finally got their hands on this objective. So right now it might be very similar to it, but it seems a little bit too close to what it looked like this time. Do the Wizards this time have to take it? This is the deciding key fight for sure, and a good sentence of course from Sab. Nothing's going to be done there, but Simasoka jumped away from it and it's taken down by Sora. Ulrich jumping in and running around with that Primal Rage of Ace, but it runs out. Right now, the enemies still have 5 people alive, so without his ultimate it might be a little bit complicated, but it's 1-for-1 in here, and Roy is just dishing out so much damage with the Tesla gun, but finally has everything falls for Mix, and once again it is going to be 99% on the line right there. But will the Wizards this time be the ones to take it? For now, I don't think so, but just one good team fight and everything might be rolled over.
Yeah, and they're attacking on the high ground. Blade is ult, and they're so low in there. Okay, yeah, that engagement is pretty much over.
Yeah,
Both
once again, the
down.
transcendence is so important on the defense if you're able to just shut the enemies down in that burst of a moment when you have your transcendence up and you're just denying all the ultimates. It's gonna be very easy. While on the other hand, Sam had his transcendence up previously, but the fight was just so extended that it didn't really make a difference.
So again, engaging on the low part and in attack. There's the blade. Got a kill, and they actually got the point back. but Wizards Club got 2 kills. There's self-destruct. Zerg contesting over time. 3v3 on the spot.
Ridge getting into close right there and finding that kill. No thanks finally. So actually, after all, Wizards will have that point. They've already taken it over. The overtime was already ticking so quickly. That was real scary. Super Soaker completely surrounded. Goes down. The Pulse Bomb isn't really able to do so much out there. Javatas and Vinanra with the finishers. And yeah, we're down to probably one last team fight in here. The overtime was ticking already so quickly. And back to that Diva's ultimate, the self-destruct was keeping everybody from Wizards away from the points. They hoped that the overtime would run out during that time.
Yeah, but Tracer got back just in time. So it's the last fight.
Soka getting real aggressive. They're taking it actually on the massacre executed on towards the low team, but then on back on the point. There is Super Soaker and Roy, but well, already minus the Genji, and the Winston should not hold for too long, but actually he's jumped away, the sacrificing his teammate percent.
Throwing themselves in, but there's also the self-destruct. Tracer could contest it one more time. They're trying to. There would be Blade ready, but he could just be focused instantly.
Oh no, just one kill and then he gets shot down by Woolridge. Plus there was also a Dragon Blade from Veteran also tossed out right after. So that's going to be 3-1 in favor of Wizards. They lost to the Village. First time it was 100 to 99, but the other way around. And they seal the deal with a victory on the only point that the Knicks were able to take. But still, very impressive performance with that Sombra. It surely was something to look at. But unfortunately, it was like a surprise element more than something that they could have solidly just followed up and consistently played.
Yeah, at least they tried it. So now let's see what King's Row will be the second map.
Oh, no. It is actually Veteran from the winners team that says King's Row. But there might be a chance that Mix will also want this same map.
He just says which map he wants. That's funny. Yeah, King's Row. Don't be rude, man. Yeah. So quite stand-up map. We also saw it in the previous series. And let's see if they will play Sniper or Hanzo, Widowmaker, whatever.
There's a chance it's in the air, and since Sombra has already shown up, there's a chance that Mix will also try to experiment a little bit with different maps, with different heroes. Definitely looking forward to it. But then we also saw Vinanra on his Zarya. So yeah, a little bit of stuff has happened over the course of this Nepal. And it went to 4 points after all. So it was not max. It was not as much as it could have been. But definitely also was not so one-sided.
So Zarya is also quite nice on King's Row. As the streets are quite narrow. And you can place your ults quite nice and get ult charged quite fast. So maybe they will show her once again.
Okay. A quick disconnect from one of the players right there, but it just lasted like 5 seconds. So we are getting onto the King's Row for the second time today. And well, the last map, if I'm not mistaken, is Route 66 left once again, right?
I think so.
Oh, we'll see.
We see a Widow. Maybe Zarya. No? Okay. Change back to Diva. Working on their composition.
Yeah, overall, Mix seemed kind of annoyed that they lost the previous map. At least, like, taking it from the chat, how they behaved and stuff like that. They definitely have some good ambitions out there, so there's a chance they will take this King's Row. I'm definitely with them still, like I mentioned before the game, but on paper, Wizards is just a better team. Nothing you can do about it, really.
They executed the fights quite well.
This is no place for children.
So for now we see the Widowmaker and the Hanzo. Let's see which one will stay. And also Sombra in defense.
Oh, Ofax once again on towards the Sombra, and since it is on defense with 10 seconds left, no chance he's gonna change it. Alright. Yeah, here the EMPs could be really good, but then the question is it not gonna look like N-State's push? If they grab it with the first push, the EMP's just not gonna be there and it's useless. Oh, but Sombra from behind. Oh, but then Sora is also a little bit delayed and he's gonna catch him.
Okay, picks on both sides. Mostly on attack. Sombra goes down.
The Nara falls, so that Zarya actually was picked in, but does die at the end of the day. But it's still such a victorious team fight right here. It's like 2 for 1 in favor of the attackers. And Wizards, once again, they will be the ones to take it real quickly. Ofax indeed, only on 40% of his EMP, wasn't able to do too much in here. Although the Genji are a little bit overextended, the veteran is still alive somehow.
Trying to get those kills, but now the whole team is back, so they need to get out in order to not get picked. And it says, oh, post bomb coming out. That's avoided.
Super Soaker to take down Sora. That's gonna be Roy popping in with a good shield out there. Cuts off the entirety of the choke point. We don't see anybody on the high grounds or anything. EMP tossed out. And Ofax, not such a crucial one. There was still enough time to throw down the nano boost. And Woolridge with this nano boost is so scary. He's gonna cut off the entirety of Mix's team.
And they need to back off. Maybe Anna was just in the back, didn't get hit from the EMP.
Oh yeah.
Just
Sure,
nice because they thought about it. They knew Summer will have EMP and they need to have something against it. Now they're chasing the team quite far back in order to get the payload safely.
Oh, they're doing it so well. A lot of pressure out there. Ofax is switched over to Tracer. Super Soaka's died actually in here, so it delays the defenders so much, and they might even take the second point without any contest. Is that real? Alright, there's somebody on the back. It's actually Ofax jumping in with the Tracer of teams, but he's got to fall back. There's the Graviton Surge, and
Nice
Sav only
anti-heal.
shutting it down with Transcendence, but way too late.
Yeah, Antil was also on players in the Graviton Surge, but seems like they're able to contest it. Actually won the
Safe.
fight. Oh, they're getting picked off actually. Oh my god, they might have been too greedy, and now there's the RAZER in the defense. Is he able to get the kills? He gets punched in the face by the monkey. So there are no kills at all.
Soakers are doing really well on that Genji of his, actually jumping around the team fight and staying alive and delivering the damage. He died 2 times very early without doing anything before this one team fight, and during this team fight he's awakened. But yeah, they might have stopped the payload, but only for like 15 seconds, so it's nothing major, and with 5 minutes nearly to take the 3rd point for Wizards, it should very much be doable.
They're now grouping up, waiting for the Genji in order to be complete, and then they will run on the enemy team. There's the first pick, Sora.
Right there, yeah, Sora finding Ofax, and Ofax is so important, like the signature man of Mix, apparently. And a boost runs
kills.
out without so much damage delivered, but Woolridge did get one important kill out there, and without the Winston, the payload's pushed through further and further and further. Anybody who shows up right now is just gonna be dead. Just take a look at Sora's positioning on that Tracer. Just waiting right next to the respawn.
And like Genji. They needed to. Oh, they're coming out. Transcendence is topped.
Oh, but he almost was thrown out off the map. So
Nearly.
right there.
That was close. There's so many ults. Ooh. Actually, Gravity Surge was eaten by D.Va. Are they able to win that engagement with that Dragon Blade?
Yeah, slicing and dicing, but only getting one kill, but then Woolrich gets finished off, and Woolrich, that Winston, actually, yeah, I wasn't so satisfied with the nano boosters this far, but they definitely delivered all the pressure. It's not about getting the eliminations, the kills, and all that stuff, but most importantly, he was always able to break down the defenses of the enemy team with it. And then the rest has just sealed the deal. Run. So good at staying alive, definitely. He always knows when to hop in, when to go back, and at it is very dangerous and aggressive, so it's not like he just stays safe. He just knows when to come back. Now, Zab with the kill again, the guy that usually gets the kills on the lineup of Mix. And the payload indeed is really close to the finish, but it's not being pushed in just yet.
Optex doing lots of work in the backline. Killed the Ana. Important pick.
But Sora is so overpowered in these fights against Otax when he has actually the barriers from Zarya on him. Check the barrier. There's just so much tank there. And then the other Tracer, Veteran Junior, jumping around once again. The Transcendence is going down a little bit earlier, but now it's all gonna be OL. Nothing's gonna be about that Primal Rage as Rogue gets sleep darted. Bye-bye. And there's a self-destruct and not too bad at it. Roy gets pulled in with the Gravity Surge, but a little bit late though, he's still killed. And it's important when the tank goes down right now, there's not much the Mix can do. With the exception that they have Bruce sleeping on top of the point and nobody's taking care of him, but it's not so convenient actually still, since it is D.Va. She will still stop that payload for so long.
The Secretary are really nice. And with that nano boost on the high charge Zarya, they were able to win that fight eventually. Also the Blade on return, and they pushed it through. 1.5 minutes left.
Yeah, this time we see a little bit of a hero change by the very end. Super Soaker decided to go for a Reaper, who's also able to just hold on to the point with a Ray form, but he died instantly before doing anything. 1 minute 23, when they were driving into this this shed, garage, whatever you want to call it, they had nearly 5 minutes. So it's still not such a stunning time bank that they were able to hold on to, but it's still more than a minute, and they will be satisfied with it. The great take on the first and second point, that's what was spectacular on the other hand.
Yeah, Mix is able to push it through until the end. Wizards Club could be able to get the first spot again with the first push, and this will be very important for them. So let's see if Mix is able to make it in the first push as well, and what they are picking for their attack.
That is a little bit of a must to take it with the first push right here, because if they get disrupted for too long, they will not be able to reach the third point simply, and they have to take it, and only then they will be able to get the other rounds, right? It's not even going to be the end of the map. So for now, there is no option of winning for them, and they will have to struggle for a long, long time before they get a shot. And they are already one map down. So yeah, the pressure, as you mentioned, is huge.
Could make them play very well, or make them very nervous. So let's see, Sora already waiting to get the first pick on the Zen or on the Lucio.
Yeah, and the
also
lobby.
Ana. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
The others are waiting on the right side. Oh, actually got found. Okay, and there were some push. Oh, actually, I have Widow in attack. Finally, I see her. I'm happy with that.
Hotak's jumping in aggressively with it to it. So yeah, the Widow in attack is not so surprising, but her going on towards the stairs to shoot it down with the machine gun instead of the sniper. Wow.
Ooh, that headshot on the mini D.Va, really nice. And will I take it? Are they able to contest it one more time? Actually going in. Big Winston versus Winston fight. And at
Great
Widowmaker.
snaps. Spectating that Widowmaker is definitely an eye candy. And they do take it with the first push. They're definitely very successful with it, and a big surprise with the Widowmaker. There's
Escort the payload.
also the vision ready for her.
They're going left side high ground. To jump on them.
That looks scary. The Widow jumps straight into 5 people running straight at her. That's not too successful after all, but they are still winning the team fights completely. Ofax, the only one that suffers defeat on the lineup of Mix. Looks impressive, but still, you have to consider what's up against them. 3 points taken with 1 minute 23 time bank right there. They're not going to be able to beat it, probably. They can only do just as well. And 5 ultimates ready for them right now. Ofax's ultimate doesn't necessarily count as this one. It doesn't have so much impact when a fight is imminent. Definitely is going to help a lot with that recon. Now, just chip away the damage. Hope the enemy will down before they can pop it.
Ooh, boost bomb on us then. Nicely placed. And there's some picks on defense. A good headshot on the Tracer. Widowmaker is doing work. Poisoned Winston to death.
And again and again and again. This looks so good. Oh, actually not getting the headshot on the soldier. Now trying to track him down. And unfortunately missing a lot of shots finally. But still the team fight is victorious.
Is that a pro
Tracer
Widow?
has to be careful out there.
Only some meters left to push it in. Will they contest it one more time? But there's no ult. Oh, there's Incendence, but Zen is not near the payloads at the moment.
Tactical visor on both the sides is ready, but actually Kanara is going for it first. And it's not so effective apparently. Well, once again, one of the only victims on the blue side is Opax. Just the Widowmaker dying when finally someone puts their hands on that very fragile sniper. Nobody else is really going down on Mix's lineup, so they can just push and push and push however they want.
Yeah, now Widowmaker is so extremely powerful. There's a lot of space for her. Could also pick heroes from the spawn coming out. And we have the Wiser in attack. He's doing lots of work.
Just compare this visor to Banana's one. Super Soaker also jumping in with the Dragon Blade. It's already over, but the Transcendence to just heal everybody up and make them ready for the continuation of the fight. Sora jumping around. Ofax doesn't even care. He's just looking at the respawn with his sniper ready. The rest of the team will take care of the Tracer. And there's the May I was mentioning. So yeah, definitely the Spanish teams have the ideas of picking up these stalling heroes by the very end. But yeah, that's all that they have to fight for. I was actually talking about how they cannot top the performance of Wizards, but they are topping it by 2 minutes.
First. They're still contesting, but for how long are they able to do that? Only Lucio's on a payload. Winston jumping in, but he has no ult to stall. May as well could try to get some more seconds. Now in
the wall
that.
was pretty awkward. Actually, it was just a shutdown. Oh, that's did you kill him? So this could be clutch. May is still alive. Frozen Rusted is gonna die. Super Soaker also a little bit close. He's gotta be careful.
A nice move from
Sora
Lucio.
jumping around.
Get rid of the May.
Yeah. But they're all respawning right now. That was a clutch kill right there. Ofax getting killed off was massive. They'll have all 6 people back here again. They might be switching back to regular heroes. No, the May is still there. But they do win the team fight. They do extend it by at least a minute. And just take a look at that.
Oh, watch it, it's best. And Widow has space again. Try to make some kills.
Yeah, has to be careful because when he started shooting at Winston, he was completely alone. So that Genji hopping in with the shot, like, oh my goodness, he backflips to death, and that's gonna be a huge one. That could be what tips them over.
Also kills Sora. Sand is extremely low and gets killed immediately. by Super Soccer.
Yeah.
And now they're able to push it in.
Kill just triggered the victory for the mix, for the blue team in here. Oh, what a shot with the Widowmaker. The timer right now, it's pretty close, seeing how both these teams played, right? Because both of these teams with just 1 minute on overtime could easily get 2 points, as they've shown.
This is going to be extremely interesting. So, Wizards Club might attack first. And I'm interested if they... Oh, okay, we see a Mei for now. To stall. No, they changed, okay. And Orthex also will run a Tracer and not the Sombra. Because it didn't work that well to start. And also the Zarya. Okay, yeah, they changed again. well. Trying the Sombra.
Before they go out into the fields there's always a chance that they'll change it, but let's find out how this time it goes. No Reinhardt as it was in the previous matchup. Both teams are running Winstons in here. And as I mentioned, the Spanish, like kind of seeing a little bit more game sense kind of from them, but I'm not saying that they're better teams, just making more logical decisions. Alright, first kills. Okay, the attacking team, they know what they've got to do and they're already on it. 75% crossed, and Ilka finally jumps in just to die as that Lucio appears, but good shields from the Zarya. Super Soaker, actually a guy that was always mostly aggressive, playing a Genji or a different DPS all of the time, decides to go for a Zarya. That's something a little bit surprising, but it's not going to stop them from taking the point. 30 seconds right now, and it doesn't matter. All they had to do was take the first point. Now they can push it through to the second one on just the overtime. That's what they have to do.
Let's see how far they're able to get. Also staggered Sombra over there. Just a nice kill. Prevents her from getting ult. Charge. Also, they have 4 ultimates in attack. The Nano. And D.Va waiting in the room there. So... the next engagement could happen in a few seconds. Okay, there's the MP and the Nano boost on the Winston. On both Winstons actually. So let's see which team is able to come out of that engagement. Winston in the backlane completely isolated from the heals. And the nicely bonded. Someone woke him up. Yep, as usual.
Venanra just surviving on the 9th stage right there. He had 0 HP and he picked up a health pack to be able to save that mecha of his, which was very important for sure. Now has the ultimate ready. Woolridge also has his primal rage. You know how fast an Ana can get a nano boost. This could be really dangerous, but it's the same kind of situation for both the sides. Super Soaker, he could be important with the Graviton Surge, but the second point, yeah, as we said, it's just gonna be taken. It's not just a matter of going there and taking it. It's not gonna be a challenge or
killed
anything.
both supporters. Going
Sora
for
still going. Wow, so aggressive. He finally gets shot down, but take a look at where.
yeah, he got 4 kills, so I think that's a worth a trade.
Sab and Super Soaker, the only ones left, but already the rest of the team's coming back to life. But the payload is pushed so far. Both the teams just picking up their efforts, pushing further and further, with Wizards getting a good first round. The second
Graviton
is
Surge got eaten, but that was close. They almost denied.
Oh well, actually the visor is not so bad as I thought. does work out with only one single kill though. Opax with a double kill now. Woolridge once again coming back into the game. And Veteran losing a little bit of HP. Had it limited also by the grenade. And there we go. Pulse bomb once again a little bit of a failure. There comes the Dragon Blade though, and it kills off all the remaining blue players. Opax, the only guy alive, and he manages to even recall. Blinks in again, and will be able to hold on to the Baylor for just a tiny bit longer. But it doesn't matter since it was all on overtime, so the time doesn't change anything really. 6-3, all 3 points in 1 minute 23 seconds. Wow.
That was massive. And a lot of pressure on Mix again. So, do you think they are able to do it?
Mix, if they're able to do it. I think, I mean, I already underestimated them in the first round. I said I don't think they will be able to top the 1 minute 23 that Wizards had, and they completely demolished that. But then this time it was even more extraordinary. Wizards didn't only take the second point on the overtime, but also the third one. And this is where it gets hard. I don't doubt that Mix will be able to get the 2 points, that they will be able to get at least 5-6. But then getting the third one, it's a tough call. I don't think it will be possible, but I won't necessarily be surprised if they make it.
Looking forward to it. We don't see the Widowmaker. We see a Sombra. So they changed that.
Oh, Bruce's instantly losing half of his HP, but he's getting killed off by everything they've got. Bruce once again under fire. Well, Veteran is dead. Banana also low. Sora low. Everybody low on the red team.
And it was also quite low, and I think that's engagement for sure.
Not finishes yet, but yeah, the point is there. But interestingly enough, everybody had like 15 HP on the red team, but no one would kill. Oh, and they're back in, contesting at the very last moment. DFP lost out. And Opax, yeah, that's a very good time. Banana though, getting the mecha again. Come on, how long can it last? But he gets hacked and cannot even soak up the damage with defense matrix. That's how well that something works.
Now trying to get kills. Are they able to push them far back? Yeah, they need to group up. Veteran gets killed.
Such a bad place, yeah, such a bad place for him. He was the first one to die on the defense on the first point. He's the first one to die before he even groups up with the rest of the team after he's respawned. Now they lack that Genji completely, and it looks like it looked on Umbani in the first matchup. Kevster, he was completely non-existent on that Umbani in the beginning.
So they lost quite a lot of time there. He is also close to getting finished. Oh, okay, there's the blade, and he gets instantly the kills on both supporters.
Yeah, that's what he was waiting for, a nano boost into a Dragon Blade. Most of the time we've been seeing nano blades, or nano boosts on Winston's. And this is the first nano blade we've experienced in this match, if I'm not mistaken. So, Sora with a big pulse bomb too. Amazing DPS performance from the defending now.
2 seconds. Only Lucio is on a payload.
Ooh, Super Soaker's joining in. Okay, LK is still there. Actually, I thought that Lucio was gonna die before Super Soaker arrives, but still not working out. Oh well, he dies, right? And he extends the overtime. There's the Winston again. There's the shield. Everyone jumping in. The Tricet is also out there, and Otex is gonna join the fray. The Trace is also running in, so that will be definitely enough to extend. But they have to push through. I don't think they do have a chance to win it. If they manage to live a little bit longer.
Still fighting, trying to do what's needed, but they are actually okay now. There are the kills.
Or a Banner Obliterate the
EMP.
EMP, but too late. Nobody to deliver the damage. Even if you cannot use abilities, you can easily win a 5v2.
Only Winston and Sombra at the payload, and there's the blade. They surely should be able to finish off the Winston. Lucio jumps in once again, but now there's nobody at the payload. And there we have it.
Oh,
Final score
and another 2-0, but
6.
wow, these matches are intense. You've got to admit that. Wizards
So-
actually,
Victory.
after the offense of Mix working out better than theirs, it once again seems like a tiny bit of a comeback right here, like on Village of Nepal. Gotta run with his play of the game. Yeah, that's
Yeah, the winning
not a
moment.
play.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm a little bit disappointed that we're not seeing more of these aggressive Nano boost plays. Although we did not get to see so much Anna in the previous matchup as in this one. Right here,
Yeah.
the Anna was on all the time.
Yeah, because he was able to pull her off. It's not that easy. You get.
Okay, so that's gonna be it for the first matches now. 2-0 and 2-0. Now it's gonna be a winners match next up. NC versus Wizards Club. Surely an interesting matchup, the one that I was definitely waiting for. And most of all, these are two invited teams. So it'll be interesting to see them face off. And then tier 3 versus Mix. The loser will get eliminated. And for me right now, it's real hard to say who's going to win, which matchup, who's going to get knocked out. Well, there is a big chance that Ense will dominate. But then I have no idea what's going to go down in tier 3 versus Mix.
I think Mix will win. Don't know. Just saying it. And now I cursed it because I'm caster.
Okay, well, who knows? All right, so we're going to take a short break up to 5 minutes, and then we'll be back with this next round of matches for the first group of the Overwatch Legends series. See you there.